Happy Sunday, traders. So, it is Sunday setup time. I'm Clayton Allen. I'm the host of the Day Trading Plumber and founder of AllenFx. Last week was a volatile week in the Forex markets, driven by some low liquidity this time of year and, some pretty important, fundamental things like America and China coming to a phase one deal. Although we haven't read what that deal is, it caused some volatility last week. And then UK Parliament vote being more conservative and people wanting or assuming that Brexit is going to get passed now caused some major volatility in both the British pound and euro pairs. So we're going to look at how that affected the market today on the charts and see if there's any probable trades thereafter, or if it's just better just to stay away till things kind of settle down. If you're one of those risky traders, you probably love it. And you've probably been burned a few times. I know I have. So let's jump on the charts, see what we got. So I added a pair that we're going to start looking at this week, the US Mexican peso. I used to trade this pair a lot. It's got high margin and it moves very fast. I don't trade it anymore, but I have a lot of friends and people asking me to do my analysis on this chart every week. So we'll start with that chart this week and see what we can get done. So again, I use TradingView. You don't have to pay anything. They have free charts, free options. If you want to use a certain pair, some of the indicators that I'm using, you will have to pay for those. So what I could see here is we've had this slightly upward trend. And remember, we're on the daily. And what we could see is last week we broke that trend. And, there was some U.S., Mexican, Canadian trade news that came out saying, we settled some discrepancies there. So we have a break. So what I would be looking for here is price going to retest? You can see it pretty much stalled out on S2. We're close to 30 on RSI. Not a good time to get in a sell trade, although it looks really enticing because we broke through a trend line. However, what I'm going to look for is drop down to a smaller time frame. What I'm going to look for is let me find my little arrow here, a pullback, a retest of that, and a confirmation that that's what we're going that former support is now a new resistance. All right, so there's Mexican peso. Let's jump up to US dollar JPY. So let's look at some of the analysis we had last week. You can see we kind of predicted this drop. Now price just seems to be hovering right here on this support. Not quite down there where we had this bullish zone. So I'm going to move that up to these because we've respected that a few times here. But you can see on that positive US-China trade news end of the week last week, we completely destroyed what I thought was a bearish flag pattern. Broke out, but you can see price touched this bearish zone we had here where it's rejected a few times and almost instantly shot back down. Now, if we go to a smaller time frame, and I'm not going to break it down all on this video, but you got this big impulse move. So if we throw a Fibonacci on it, and you die-hard trend traders, it came down, broke the 0.38 and started coming back up. So what I'm going to be looking for because I'm already short this pair down in this mess, is if I get a nice double top into this bearish zone, I'm going to be looking for a short trade up here. All right, let's jump to US dollar, Swiss franc. Let's get some of this noise we have from midweek analysis out of here. What we're looking for here is our bearish and bullish zones still valid? So we had a break. Price almost stretched all the way down here, well, almost into our bullish zone. And then now we had a pullback, and we're retesting this S2 level as we speak. So this one, I'm going to turn red because I want to see if we get another push back up into here. We might short this pair. But one thing to remember, this time of year, liquidity is really low. Charts don't act normal. And we get huge, huge swings in very short amount of time, especially the week of Christmas, and the week in between Christmas and New Year's. It is just a horrible week to trade. And, you know, this year I'll probably take that week off. I mean, we deserve it. We've been trading all year. And last year I got in some pretty deep drawdown trying to trade the week of Christmas. And, you know, this year I'm just going to keep my eye on the charts, see how things are shaping up. But, you know, technically I like this trade. However, because it's this time of year, I don't know. So we'll see. US dollar, Canadian dollar. So this is an actual trade we took. Dipped into our bullish zone, jumped up. We took some profit. It's one of our wins from last week. Again, this week we'll look for, is price going to continue? You can see it ended Friday right on the prior day's turnover. So price is just kind of hovering. So let's turn that one orange. Let's go to New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So right now, the New Zealand dollar has been crushing it the last few weeks, and all the way up to our bearish zone. And now you can start to see Friday we posted, a doji pin bar, a daily bar. So it's a really good sell opportunity here. So those of you that are a little bit riskier, you can jump on this trade. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, sorry. Again, the New Zealand dollar is just beating everyone. So I'm not bearish till up here. I'm probably going to get some sort of pullback, and that's probably going to come soon. And then we are going to look for a sell trade from up here. Let's look at New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Again, you can kind of see prices kind of topped out here at R2. So it kind of starts making me want to be bearish in that area. I love this mispivot down here as the profit target. We'll just have to see how the New Zealand dollar strength kind of subsides here. But it's a little dangerous to be shorting the New Zealand dollar. If you were playing short game like we were right in this resistance level, you just got crushed. Hopefully you had a really tight stop and you're out of it. But if you're not, it kind of looks like we are getting some sideways action, at least here on the daily. We had this attempt to pierce up, but it quickly retracted. So I'm kind of bearish this pair, kind of pretty much where it's at. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, exact same. British pound, US dollar. All right. So, playing with fire with this pair. Any pair with British pound right now is just, crazy. So, let's just look at this pair. So, you could see we're overbought on 5 time frames here and just zoomed past this R2 level and our bearish zone late last week on the positive, I guess positive news for the sterling. If we drop down to a smaller time frame, you can see that a massive move, and now we have this pullback. Now, is this pullback going to be just a good retracement, or was this push, everyone took their profit and now they're not so long British pound? So if we pull a Fibonacci on this impulse leg, you can see we're hovering right around the 0.38. So is that because of low liquidity? In my opinion, this big long move after the British pound has already shown bullish for weeks or since October. If we zoom out, British pound's basically been bullish since October because, Brexit's going to get settled and people have been pricing it in. So this was kind of a shocker when what everyone pretty much already knew came true. I truly believe it was late in the week. There's low liquidity because of the time of year. You got this huge spike up. You're not going to see a lot of buyers up here. So I would say we're probably going to see a little bit of a decline in the British pound. And we're probably going to start seeing that this week. Who knows? Technically, you got divergence on the daily. You're overbought. So technically, you shouldn't see a lot of buyers right now. However, people that are been long the British pound for months or years waiting for Brexit may just drive this thing to the moon. So, volatile pair. If you like risk, jump on it. Again, British pound, New Zealand dollar. We had a break of this bullish flag. So technically you would want to be buying this pair up to here. But it's a little dangerous. So trade cautiously. Where price is sitting right now, it's right in the middle of our two zones. And with the volatility to this pair, I'm staying away. British pound, Japanese yen, same thing. Huge push, small retracement. It's more than likely sitting right by the 0.38 fib. So little dangerous, because price respected this level. That's why I'm moving my bearish zone there. If we get a double top, it might be a good sign to short from up there. British pound, Swiss franc, again the same thing. No need to just keep beating dead cat here. I'm not going to be bearish till I see price hit the top of that where it shot up. Again, British pound AUD, same thing. This one actually did a really big pullback, hit the pivot, and then shot up. So I'm not really bearish till this seems to be a pretty strong level here. It's where it ended Friday. I know we're up there, but we had a rejection here. So we'll just have to keep our eye on it. All right. US or Euro US dollar. Hey buddy, I'm recording. We had this double top, price rejected it. Price broke this double top, but instantly shot back down. I'm still bearish this pair. Would have been really nice to get bearish right here at R2. We will see if we get another push back up to that level, but I like this level as a reversal. We may just see price shoot back down all the way down to this bullish area, and then we'd be looking at being buyers. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, so here's what I see on this. We have a break of this sideways, break of this support here. We're still waiting for a pullback, and then we'd be sellers right here. Looks like we're starting to form a double bottom. What that tells me is if we get price back down to here, we might be a buyer right here and make this play up. However, a safer move, wait for it to come up, take your sell trade from up here, which is a much higher probable scenario. Some of you little intraday or scalping traders starting to see a strong support at this level. Price is sitting right there, and it might make a play back up. Or we may not get the full retracement. We are looking for a retest of this former support, and you're starting to see a breakdown of here, and you might take a sell trade from here. That's the fun of trading, and I kind of see a head and shoulders pattern here on the 1 hour, which could mean this was your pullback. And now you're going to get a break. If you see a break of this neckline, you could be a seller from this point down. If you want to see if and when I take this trade on my own accounts, jump onto one of my Telegram channels. There's my plug. EURJPY. So we had a strong euro, hit R2, instantly retracted back to R2. Okay, so sorry, I had to tell my kid to be quiet so I don't have to redo this recording. Yeah, again, Euro JPY, we could see a good sell position from here down. It's a little dangerous right now. However, it's sitting right at R2. We may get another impulse push up. So be looking for that. Euro British pound. All right. We were identifying this support level right here, and you can see price really respected it. Then we got a really strong break of it. Then we almost got a retest of it and another breakdown. But now look where we're sitting. We're sitting on a very strong support dating all the way back in June of 2017. June 2017, we touched again in June 2018. Now it's December 2019, almost 2020. And now we want to see what price is doing at this level. Again, two very volatile currencies right now. We're way below 30 on RSI on the daily. So I'm looking for a turn here. Or a break of that, a really solid break and retest. And look at what you got. You got your next supports are down at here. So we could see Brexit's going to drive this pair all the way into some new zone we haven't seen for years. If I zoom way out, this thing's been as low as 69839 back in 2016, 2015 era. We'll just have to see what's going to happen here. But exciting times in Forex markets, and trouble if you can't keep your hand out of the cookie jar. So Euro Swiss franc, price busted up here in our bearish zone, retracted. Maybe it'll come up, retest again, give us a good sell look. Right now it's kind of hovering right around last week's pivot. Euro Canadian dollar, kind of the same thing. Euro AUD. We got this wedge happening. So I'm expecting a kind of a violent bust out of this wedge here soon. Kind of seeing bearish here, but I'm more so trying to pay attention to this wedge. Price is going to get trapped, and we're going to get a breakout either way, and then that's going to be the direction we want to trade. Right now, you're just getting this small sideways action, creating this wedge pattern. Swiss franc JPY, we had a breakout here. Now we have a breakout again. This could just be a new breakout pair all the way up to here. So some of you trend traders are probably already seeing this, and hopefully you jumped in. I'm going to look for a pullback. I'm going to look for a pullback to this area and retest that former resistance and possibly look for a buy trade from there. Canadian dollar, JPY, kind of the same thing, but I'm bearish here in this R2. Kind of getting this cup, this double top cup pattern. But we're just going to have to see what happens. If we bust down to a smaller time frame, you can see we had this move, we had divergence, bounce back on the R2, and now is on its way back up. So I'm going to see what price does in this bearish zone up here to see if we have a true double top and look for a sell trade here or a breakout of that zone, and we'd be buyers. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, kind of in the middle of no man's land here. Australian dollar. Okay, so we had a breakout of this flag pattern. Then we kind of have, let's bust up to a daily. We had this top of this downward channel that we broke. And then now price stalled out at that resistance level. So if we get a retest of this resistance level, I might get bearish. If we break out of that level, I'm going to be bullish, possibly all the way back up here. And now one thing to remember, Australian dollar loves the fact that US and China is striking a trade deal. And we know this because when the turmoil hit back in May, the Australian dollar just did not like it. You could see this decline. This decline we had is dating all the way back when US-China trade crap started. You could see the flash crash last January took this pair all the way down to this level. And then look where we are right here with this bullish. Look where price basically just wouldn't get any lower. Is that by accident? I don't think so. I think this pullback, this flash crash and where it stopped became a very, very important level on all those pairs. And you can see if you were smart enough, I guess, or had this thought in your head that where this price stalled out and it pulled all the way back up, if you would have shorted it here and held it since last January all year, you would be in some really good profit. Let's just measure it. So you would be looking at a 500 pip move. Pretty much took a year to do. So not a bad play if you find yourself as a currency investor. So Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So this pair we got long last week, and we're actually still holding it. You can see we had a very good winning trade. And last day of last week with the trade news, boom, we got this pullback. So now this pair is sitting right where we entered. I still like it long. However, I may even enter another buy trade if I see that if this one gets positive and I get a nice little pullback, I might scale into this trade because I still like it long. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Looks like we're in a good pullback scenario for another possible buy. Let's just jump on that Fibonacci. Yep. So price came down, is sitting right at the 0.38. And some of you trend traders may look at this as a good opportunity to buy again. If you missed it here, you had your pullback. Now it should go keep going. One thing to be careful of on this daily is this is where you have your resistance level. Looks like a really good double top, and that pullback could trick you right into trouble. Be careful out there, traders. Okay, so here we had the double bottom into our bullish zone, a false breakout, and now we're kind of confused on what price is going to do. So I'm going to sit back on this pair, and same thing on Australian dollar CAD. All right, so that's this week's Sunday setups. Sorry, my kid kind of came down here and woke up and now wants to play with daddy. But don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe here on YouTube. Jump onto my Telegram channels, and definitely jump on my Day Trading Plumber podcast. You can find it anywhere you get your podcast. I'll throw those links here in the body of this video, and let's have a great week. Be careful out there. It is not the best month to be putting some major risk on. So enjoy the holidays. Keep your eye on the charts, but please, please, please don't blow your account up here at the end of the year and miss out on the great year we're going to have in 2020, which is an election year. So have a great week.